Hello and welcome to Conquering Mom Scrap More with Brenda. I'm Brenda, and today we're going to bring a very old traditional block, quilt block for you called Chutes and Ladders. Now I cut all of these out of my crumb bins because my crumbs are hand-sized, so it's easy to pull this out. But all of this was pulled out of my crumb bin. Now, also, before we get to her sewing, I want you to go check out Kristine from Scrap Fabric Love. Tell her that Brenda from Conquering Mom Scrap More sent you. She has a very lovely voice in quilting, and she does a lot of fun stuff with scrap fabric as well. Also, there's a Facebook group, and we're making use of those virtual rooms 24/7, 365 days a year, and we also are maybe voting or decided on when our next virtual sew date on Zoom will be held. So come on in. We've got a lot of cute little tiny piecing on this very traditional block. Okay, so here, Chutes and Ladders. Now, I cut all of this stuff from my crumbs because my crumbs are hand size. So you need 4 1-inch by 3.5 inch rectangles of blue and of yellow, right? So I mean, I got all of that stuff out of my crumbs. These are just cute little things, and I'm just going to quickly run them through. Now, when you're doing tiny piecing, this is one of these blocks where you line it up and you kiss the edge of the front of your foot. Like I can put my nail between that, and you don't press in. All you're doing is steering and you're kissing your 1/4 inch seam. So that makes this a little bit bigger to work with. And this is such kind of a cute little novelty block, but this is old. And this is how they used to use up little tiny bits of fabric, you know, to make them more interesting. And you could do this with any color. I picked the primary colors and a kind of a cutesy little background, and we're hoping that you'll like it too. Now I've got 4 of these all done, and because it's little piecing, sometimes it's best to press open. So basically now we're just making the middle of the block. We're not making the outer edges yet. So you press this open just like that. Now there's different tools. You can use those rollers or those the wallpaper roller tool, you know, to roll out little bubbles of air. You know, it's kind of up to you what you want to use, right? So, and you just keep pressing open. Now I'm going to sew 2 of these together just like this. We're going to get all the center done, and basically you're making stripes. It makes it a little easier to handle too if you got bigger chunks, and this does not take long. Now this is the ladder part of the block, and you want to put these 2 together just like so. Line them up nice and neat. Oops. Yeah. And take your time lining them up, because that thread width actually, you can actually get like an extra thread width out of them. So, and I'm going to do, just pop this open like this, and sew on my background. Now, what happens is you fudge this a little bit. Hang on, right, like so. And you sew it one side with the blue and the other side with the yellow, right? Because there, that's just how it goes. Yeah. But you could do any number of little 1.5 or 1 inch strips. Basically, this piece here becomes your cheater. That background there becomes your cheater. So if your block is a little bit too big, right, you can fit it in. Now with these are these ones where you cut them in half and you fiddle around with them, and And you just make half square triangles now. Oops. Oh, that did not cut through. Okay, so you need 5 of these squares, and I have to line them up again because I've got a hinge right here, right here. See that hinge? Yeah, so I gotta recut this. Hang on. Hang on, it didn't all cut through, so I'm gonna try again. There we go. That worked. And now we line up our background. There. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to just make half square triangles. Now, these should finish at 1.5 inch, right, once you cut off all the dog ears. And they're just a tiny little block, tiny little fun block. And once you get all these sewn, and then we'll show you how to get all this together. Okay, I found this red, black, and I thought, ooh, what a cute Civil War pattern. What a cute Civil War fabric that is. Look at that, isn't that gorgeous? So anyways, I thought, well, I'll get this used up. So this is not my pattern. This is one of those open source, oops, old patterns. And you're just kissing the edge of that block, right? You're just kissing the 1/4 inch line as you're running these through. So, and you run 5 for one side and 5 for the other, so 10 altogether. I know that sounds like a lot of half square triangles that are just finishing at 1.25 inch, but it works. It does work. So this one is a good scrap buster if you have a bunch of little odds and sods of scraps. And yeah. There we go. But you take your time lining them up. Make sure you're at a scant 1/4 inch because you're going to need the wiggle room. You're going to need the wiggle room on this block. There we go. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I thought primary colors would be cute for this block. Nice bright. Keep it bright and happy. Okay, now I just press this seam open and you see what you got, all these little things. Now some people would start with a little triangle, some people would start other places. Now you're going to sew those two together at some point. Right, you're going to sew those two together. But first off, we're going to trim the dog ears off our 10 triangles. Hang on. And then we'll start sewing them, 5 of them together for each side. So, here we go. And I hope your week is going well. I've been having a lot of fun hanging out in that virtual sew room. It's been good for me to sit and chat and work on my nosegay and chat with other people that are joining. Don't be shy about coming, you know, if you decide you're going to try. Because it's like having a bunch of your girlfriends over to, you know, to sit with you and chat. We do end up with some ladies. We've met some very nice ladies from other countries. Not just Canada and the US, I'm talking, you know, we had one lady there from Australia that was just lovely to meet and chat with her. Okay, so there's your 10. Now what you're going to do with these is you're going to press to the dark on all of them. So basically I'm just finger pressing them open. And there. These are great to use up all those little tiny triangles that you get from, you know, if you sew your binding, you know, at an angle and you end up with all these tiny little triangles. This is a perfect block for that. Perfect little block. Because you use up little bits and you use up tinier little bits, little triangles and everything. So you want to start sewing your triangles together where they're like this, right? Okay, so you want to start sewing them, and you want to sew 4 of these units, not five. Whoops, hang on, there we go. Wait a minute, what's going on here? This way and this. Okay. This way. Here. There, like that. Oops. Yeah. There we go. There. Now you want to take the first 2 off and sew on the extra 2. And you just want to put them in lines like that. Since this is an asymmetrical block, it's kind of one of my favorites. I like asymmetrical blocks. Sometimes squares are, you know, if it's square after square after square, it's kind of, so if you end up with an asymmetrical block, they're always a little more fun. Okay. So now, I'm going to just pull that over like that, and do another one. And so you want to sew them like that. Okay. And you're wondering, what is this going to look like? Oh my lord. Then I'm going to put that last seam in. There we go. So one side is going down and the other side is going up, right? So basically they're pointing up like this. They're opposites. Okay, let me get this off. I mean, if you want to both have them both pointed up or both pointed down, that's fine too. So basically now this is our block. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sew just one this way. Because all the seams below are being sewn open. I don't have any seams to match, right? So I just want to, you know, there we go. And you want to hold down those seams so they stay pressed open. There we go. And if they don't, I'll show you what you can do. Okay. There we go. So that's one side. And now the other side. Okay. Okay, now. Now you want to sew these so you can see where your intersection is for your half square or your half square triangle, so you don't lose your point there. Oops. Yeah, I'm good. Just checking to see whether I've lost the bits. Okay, now see, the thing is starting to flip, so you just press open or just pull up your foot a bit and you're good to go. Okay, now here we go, and now I'm going to square this up and we get to our ta-da moment. Okay, this is our Chutes and Ladders. Now I have squared this up so it's 5.5 by 5.5, but isn't it adorable? Now there's some cheats on here. This and this are background, because if these are too skinny, right, or your seams are too skinny, you can just saw off the edge and it looks fine. If your seams are too fat, then you just add a bigger piece of background, right? So this is when you can kind of, even though there's a lot of tiny piecing, you can still play around with it. Now the chutes, the triangle parts, some go up and the others go down. Well, you can also do this block where they both go the same direction. I mean, that also looks great too. So it's all up to you. This is one of these blocks, these vintage blocks, that's great for tiny little crumbs and piecing and stuff that you want to get rid of. Now, I used 4 blues and 4 yellows, all of the same color. You could change this up and put any kind of coloring you want in here, and then you could set your block this way, right? So even this would be these would be colors. So you could have a lot of fun with this, and just doing this as like a cute little piece border maybe or something. But anyways, until then, until next time, I hope you have an absolutely awesome week ahead and everything goes right for you in your sewing room, and you just have a really good time with your friends hanging out. And come join us online on the Facebook group if you have the opportunity. Don't be shy about being in there. We all love to sit and chat, and so it's all good. So you take care, all right? Bye! My husband and I would love to thank you for coming along with us on our quilting journey and the YouTube adventure that we're on. We have some wonderful plans for 2023, and it includes a lot more, like with the Facebook group and the rooms feature and sewing and hanging out with people. Those monthly Zoom sew dates are still in the works. We have a lot of fun ideas coming up for 2023, and we hope you share, like, and subscribe with your friends. That little notification button and subscribing to us really helps us out. Commenting helps us out too. So if you like what you're seeing, let us know. Even send us a heart on the comment. That helps so much for us. Okay, you have an absolutely fabulous 2023, and all of our best wishes for you in the future. Okay, take care. Bye.